This knowledge was never meant to be safe. Hidden, fragmented, and mislabeled as mysticism, it makes you chemically unpredictable once understood. Ancient internal alchemy wasn't poetry or religion. It was a biological operating system, with breath as its interface. The uncomfortable truth: a human consciously converting breath into bioenergy cannot be easily controlled. You're told breathing is automatic, passive, harmless. The first lie. Breath is your fastest lever over your nervous system, blood chemistry, and tissue's electrical charge. Ancient civilizations, from Taoists to Egyptians, understood this. They agreed. Slowed, pressurized, and internally directed. Breath transforms. It doesn't just respire. I speak biologically. Qi, prana, inner fire, described measurable physiological shifts. Increased CO2 tolerance, subtle blood pH changes, altered vagus nerve firing, increased mitochondrial efficiency, synchronized neurons. You feel this as heat, pressure, clarity, intensity. They called it energy for lack of microscopes, not because it was imaginary. Modern culture is dangerous, stimulation-rich, but power-starved. Shallow, rapid, mouth breathing locks your nervous system in low-grade threat mode. This pattern elevates cortisol, weakens vagal tone, and fragments attention. You feel tired, not from lack of oxygen, but because cells can't extract value. Internal alchemy solved this long ago. Knowledge was suppressed logistically. A population self-regulating fear, pain, focus, and energy via breath doesn't need constant external regulation. They're harder to exhaust, panic, or deceive. Internal alchemy trains inner stability and intensity, using only controlled respiration and awareness, no substances, devices, or dependencies. Resistance is normal. Your nervous system associates stillness and slow breathing with vulnerability. Internal alchemy reverses this. Teaching calm isn't collapse, intensity isn't chaos. Ancient schools restricted access, demanding discipline. Warning breath is neutral, but its awakened potential is not. Next, I'll show how your current breathing biologically weakens you, causes anxiety, and wastes energy, often unknowingly. Once seen, it's undeniable. Continuing the old way becomes a choice. Your body runs in a permanent deficit, normalized by conditioning. You wake tired, focus fractures, small stressors feel heavy. This isn't a flaw, it's chemistry, from unconscious, daily breathing patterns. Shallow, fast, unconscious breathing, mostly oral, upper chest, signals constant alert. Your biology believes you're hunted. Cortisol stays high, digestion suppressed, energy production inefficient. You burn fuel fast, but extract little power. Disturbingly, you're over-oxygenated, under-energized. Over-breathing blows off CO2, which is vital. CO2 allows oxygen to leave blood and enter cells. Insufficient CO2 means hemoglobin holds oxygen tightly. Deep breathing can still starve cells. Ancient false fullness, modern Bohr effect. Same mechanism. This explains why coffee and stimulation are necessary but insufficient. Your nervous system is chemically addicted to arousal. Calm feels like collapse due to weak vagal tone. Fidgeting, scrolling, seeking noise are attempts to self-regulate a forgotten skill. Internal alchemy exposes this trap. Your breathing actively trains fragmented attention and wasted energy, leading to anxiety, poor sleep, and feeling behind. You aren't broken. You're over-breathing. Ancient systems called this leaking energy, output exceeding recovery. Manifests as jaw tension, chest tightness, shallow exhalations. Diaphragm stiffens, spine loses rhythm, breath becomes reflex. Most fail advanced breathwork, by adding intensity to inefficiency. Internal alchemy reduces volume, increases pressure, restores extraction. Less air, more energy. The paradox. Next, I'll connect this to modern neuroscience and cellular biology, showing how controlled breathing reprograms the vagus nerve, increases mitochondrial output, and synchronizes brainwaves. The mystery ends. The mechanism is undeniable. Here, myth collapses, mechanism stands naked. Internal alchemy works because your body is an electrical, chemical, and mechanical system. Breath is the only function directly touching all three, hence its guarded importance. Slowing breath and extending exhale stimulates the vagus nerve, the primary organ-brain highway. It sets baselines for heart rate variability, inflammation, emotional regulation, and energy conservation. A strong vagal signal means safety for repair. Weak means survival mode. Ancient, descending fire is modern parasympathetic dominance. Breath also changes mitochondrial behavior. Slight airflow restriction and increased CO2 tolerance force mitochondria, which are sensors, to become efficient. They produce more ATP per oxygen unit. This is internal energy cultivation. Better conversion, not more input. Brain level. Breath rhythm. Entrains neural oscillations. Slow, nasal breathing. Shifts activity to theta waves. Meditation, learning. Controlled breath holds induce brief gamma bursts. Insight, clarity. Ancient opening inner eye is neuroscience's cross-frequency coupling. Same event, different language. Pressure is the missing piece. Deep breathing without containment dissipates energy. Internal alchemy teaches subtle spinal engagement, diaphragmatic control, and pelvic stability, creating a closed circuit. Electrical signals cohere along the spinal cord. Cerebrospinal fluid dynamics shift. You feel rising warmth, sharpening focus, altered time perception, signal amplification, not hallucination. Random deep breathing causes anxiety, dizziness, chemistry without containment. Ancient systems built mechanical safeguards. Knowing energy without structure creates chaos. Structure without energy, stagnation. Alchemy balances both. You aren't escaping the body. You're tuning it. Breath becomes a metronome for your nervous system, a pump for your cells, a conductor for your brain. When aligned, bioenergy is felt, sustained, directed. Next, I'll show the exact moment breath crosses the threshold from air to signal, the switch. Miss it, nothing changes. Hit it, the system comes online. Most fail here, not due to complexity, but the switch's subtlety. Internal alchemy activates when breath becomes intentional pressure, not harder breathing. There's a precise threshold. Air transforms from exchange to instruction. Cross it. Your nervous system listens. Miss it. Nothing happens. The switch starts in the nose. Nasal breathing is mandatory. Nasal passages create resistance, generating signal, releasing nitric oxide, dilating blood vessels, slowing airflow, the first gate. Mouth breathing bypasses this, keeping breath in emergency mode. Ancient systems insisted on nasal control for biological, not ritual reasons. Second gate, diaphragm. Most move it passively. Alchemy demands conscious descent and controlled recoil. Inhale. Diaphragm lowers smoothly, expanding lower ribs in abdomen without chest lift. Exhale. Rises slowly, as if pressing air through a narrow valve. This creates internal pressure without strain, information your organs immediately respond to. Now, breath transforms into bioenergy, containment. Gentle engagement of pelvic floor and deep spinal stabilizers closes the circuit, like sealing a vessel. Contained pressure increases electrical coherence. Signals travel coherently up the spine, not leaking. This is ancient energy rising. Directional signaling, not mystical assent. Rhythm matters. Inhale shorter than exhale. No gasping or collapse. A brief, natural pause appears between breaths. Nervous system recalibration, not emptiness. Heart rate slows, brainwaves synchronize. Panic here is old conditioning breaking. Do not interfere. You'll know the switch is flipped when three sensations appear effortlessly. Core heat, not skin. Internal density, body heavier, stable. And narrowed attention, external noise fades. These are indicators, not goals. Chasing them shuts the system down. This is why internal alchemy was taught in person, guarded by lineage. Wrong adjustment causes anxiety. Missing element, collapse. Done correctly, breath becomes a closed-loop command. The body follows. Next, I'll give the exact laboratory-validated protocol. No philosophy, no symbolism, just execution. Skip mentally, miss physically. Execute this protocol with precision, not casually. Treat it like a neurologist or chemist treats parameters. Precision converts breath to bioenergy. Begin seated or standing. Spine vertical, but not rigid. Head floats. Chin slightly tucked. Crown suspended, reducing spinal cord signal loss. Eyes relaxed, unfocused. Jaw unclenched. Tongue rests lightly on roof of mouth behind teeth, completing an instinctively understood neurological loop. Inhale through the nose for 4 seconds. Controlled, not deep. Air fills low first. Abdomen expands. Lower ribs widen. Chest quiet. Rising shoulders indicate energy loss. At the top, a natural brief suspension appears. Do not hold. Exhale through the nose for 6 to 8 seconds. Slow, narrow, like breath, through a thin channel. Gently engage pelvic floor and lower abdomen for containment. Compressing a spring, not squeezing a sponge. Here, pressure becomes power. At the bottom of the exhale, pause. No air, no tension. Initial discomfort is CO2 rising, nervous system recalibrating. Do not override. This pause increases mitochondrial efficiency, strengthens vagal tone, and initiates the alchemical reaction. Repeat for 10 minutes. No more. Overstimulation destabilizes. In the first minutes, mind will interfere with thoughts, urges. Ignore them. Breath sets rhythm. Brain follows. Halfway, you may feel warmth in abdomen spine, pressure behind eyes, or unfamiliar internal stillness. Do not analyze. Observation without commentary is critical. Labeling sensations spikes cortical activity, drops coherence. When 10 minutes end, stop deliberately. 1 normal nasal breath, then fully open eyes. Do not rush back into stimulation. Nervous system needs integration. This prevents anxiety, headaches, dissociation. This protocol is not meditation or relaxation. It's internal charging. Done correctly, you'll feel more stable, alert, not spaced out or agitated. Ancient, sealing the furnace, is modern, efficient regulation. Next, I'll show how to circulate this energy, preventing stagnation or overload. Activation without distribution causes trouble. Activation is half. Circulation makes bioenergy usable. Trapped energy causes rebellion, head pressure, chest tightness, restless limbs, emotional volatility. Ancient internal fire warnings were physiological cautions. Circulation begins by ceasing force. Energy moves where attention allows. After breathing, don't push. Soften internal walls, blocking flow. Relaxed jaw, open throat, elastic rib cage, decompressed lower back. Locked mechanical gates accumulate energy and agitate. Breath becomes quieter, natural, nasal, slightly slower. Inhale expands back body, lower ribs, kidneys. Exhale settles downward, anchoring. This creates a vertical loop, up back on inhale, down front on exhale, felt as pressure and release. The spine is the distribution channel. Aligned and relaxed, CSF dynamics improve. Bathing brains your spinal cord, carrying nutrients, removing waste. Ancient alchemists sensed this current. Modern science measures intracranial pressure and neural coherence. Experience preceded explanation. Organs respond. Liver softens, gut warms, heart rate stabilizes. Vagus nerve is fully engaged. Energy is systemic, not concentrated. Emotional regulation improves. Circulation smooths unregulated signals. Rule, restraint. No extended sessions, visualizations, chasing sensations. Circulation is through consistency, not intensity. 10 minutes activation, plus 5 minutes. Circulation is enough. More turns adaptation into irritation. This phase distinguishes internal alchemy from recreational breathwork. You're training the body to handle power without destabilization. Ancient systems spent years here, valuing stability over spectacle. Next, I'll map the transformation timeline, detailing expected changes and timing. This prevents doubt, overcorrection, and premature abandonment. Followed precisely. Change is predictable, not mystical. Adaptation is measurable. Failure often stems from expecting fireworks, not recalibration. Within 24 hours, the most common shift is quiet. Reduced baseline mental noise. Sleep deepens, even if total hours don't increase. You fall back asleep faster. This signifies improved vagal tone, flattened cortisol. Nervous system learns control. By day 3, energy feels cleaner, not just higher. Stimulants feel stronger or unnecessary. Resting breath slows effortlessly. This indicates increased CO2 tolerance, improved oxygen extraction. Many notice reduced appetite volatility, fewer cravings. Gut-brain axis stabilizes. Ancient, hunger calming itself. Around day 7, attention sharpens, thoughts held without strain. Emotional reactions slow, felt but no longer hijack the body. This is signal coherence, not suppression, with increased theta activity, preventing brain fragmentation under stress. This functional change often dissolves skepticism. Days 10 to 14, physical markers appear. Spontaneous posture improvement, decreased jaw tension, often increased libido as presence, deeper sleep, vivid dreams. This reflects hormonal normalization, improved autonomic balance. Ancient essence returning as modern endocrine regulation. By day 21, the shift is undeniable. Breath becomes an automatic tool under stress. Anxiety no longer escalates. Fatigue is proportional to effort, not constant. You are regulated, not invincible. That's the difference. Consistency without escalation is paramount. Precision, not more minutes, accelerates this. Body adapts when safe, not forced. Ancient training emphasized patience. Power too fast destabilizes character and nervous system. Next, I'll issue the warning most modern teachers avoid. This practice is safe when respected, destabilizing when rushed. Knowing the boundary keeps alchemy transformative, not dangerous. Honesty outweighs inspiration here. Internal alchemy feels dangerous because it exposes existing imbalance rather than masking it. Breath doesn't create instability. It reveals what's already present. Ancient warnings were preventative. Rushing this practice makes the nervous system interpret it as a threat. Head pressure, racing thoughts, emotional surges, insomnia are not awakening signs, but poor containment, circulation. This happens with increased duration, forced holds, or chasing sensations. Energy without structure amplifies noise before clarity. Individuals with chronic anxiety, trauma, or extreme sleep deprivation must proceed slowly. Alchemy helps, but only by respecting dosage. 10 minutes means 10, once daily means once. Ancient systems enforced discipline, knowing enthusiasm was more dangerous than fear. Another risk: identity inflation. Improved regulation boosts confidence and focus, which some mistake for superiority. Ancient texts warned ego destabilizes energy faster than physical mistakes. Modern neuroscience agrees. Excessive cortical dominance disrupts autonomic balance. Humility is mechanical, not moral. Mixing techniques is risky. Combining this protocol with aggressive breath, holds, stimulants, or intense visualization confuses the nervous system. Ancient lineages separated methods until adaptation. Modern culture stacks everything, leading to burnout. Safest indicator of correct practice: subtle improvement, better function without feeling special, easier life management, slower reactions, faster recovery. If wired, inflated, or obsessed, you're pushing too hard. Internal alchemy was never designed to impress. It stabilized humans in chaotic environments. That's why it survived quietly, while louder systems collapsed. In the final part, I'll issue the challenge, not to test willpower, but to confront underestimating what quiet, disciplined practice can truly change. Responsibility shifts to you. Apply, not just believe or admire. Internal alchemy rewards discipline, not curiosity. You have the mechanism, protocol, timeline, and warnings. Execution without negotiation remains. The challenge is simple: 21 days, 10 minutes daily. Same time, posture, restraint. No additions, improvisation, skipping, feeling good, or compensating, feeling tired. Let the nervous system learn through repetition, not intensity. During these 21 days, observe without commentary. Don't explain to others. Seek validation, or measure progress by sensation. Measure by function: stress recovery speed, attention steadiness under pressure, sleep depth, emotional proportionality to reality. Miss a day, don't double, resume. Internal alchemy trains sovereignty, not perfectionism. Ancient teachers watched this detail: how you handle interruption mirrors, how you handle adversity. Understand clearly. The risk isn't change itself. The risk is realizing how much control you already had but never used. This uncomfortable realization removes excuses, dissolving the myth of being at your environment's mercy. Breath isn't a wellness trend. It's the primary interface between consciousness and biology. Master it, and you stop outsourcing regulation to substances, stimulation, distraction. You become quieter, more precise, harder to destabilize. That's why this knowledge was hidden in plain sight. Not supernatural, but sufficient.